Come see this tense train accident. Chubby Officer laments, packed with heavy stuff, total chaos. But he bravely rescued a colleague, instantly becoming a hero. When asked about others, he honestly replied, "They are all dead." He joked, "Don't worry, I took care of them." No sooner had he said that than an agent swaggered over, holding the handcuffs and shackles found at the scene. Now Chubby Officer started to sweat. Faced with Jones' relentless questioning, he backtracked, suggesting prisoners might have escaped. Based on his experience, prisoners can escape only 4 miles max in 90 minutes, so he ordered a search within a 6-mile radius of gas stations, hospitals, and homes. Meanwhile, Jimbo fled. Next day, at a service area, he stole a shirt from a car unnoticed. After changing into his new threads, he casually swiped a box of food, filled up his belly, and found a hospital to score some clean clothes. To lower his profile, he shaved his beard. Meanwhile, police alerted nearby hospitals about Jimbo. Right as Jimbo was about to make his escape, he bumped right into an agent. Sensing danger, he quickly masked his nose and pretended to be chill. He coolly said, "Doc, we're looking for a possibly injured officer." He then casually described the cop's appearance. "What a cool customer. We're always looking for a gal, except for the nose." As he was leaving, he saw an injured person and naturally offered his help. However, he quickly realized that the injured person was Little Black, the one he had just rescued, putting him in a tough spot. Without missing a beat, he slapped an oxygen mask over Little Black's mouth and skedaddled, promptly hopping into an ambulance to make his escape. Shortly after, word spread from the hospital that the injured had spotted Jimbo, prompting Jones to spring into action, frantically searching for the missing ambulance. With this news, Jones hurriedly hopped on a helicopter with his crew and soon spotted the speeding ambulance. Jimbo noticed the helicopter and realized he was exposed, so he sped into a tunnel. Trouble was, the helicopter quickly followed close behind. But with police cars closing in, Jimbo found himself in despair. He thought fast and darted into a sewer to escape. What a last-ditch effort. When Jones and his crew arrived, they didn't see Jimbo anywhere. Suddenly, Jones pointed to a nearby sewer and ordered his men to lift the lid. The agents began rummaging in the sewer, while Jimbo was still frantically searching for an exit, not daring to slack off. But just then, Jimbo slipped and his gun went flying. As he struggled to get up, he found Jimbo aiming the gun at him. Talk about an awkward moment. See? I'm not going down that easily. Jimbo took off running again, while Jones pulled out another weapon from his chest. At the end of the tunnel, Jimbo found himself blocked by a towering outlet, while pursuers closed in from behind, leaving him no choice but to toss away his gun. Seeing a golden opportunity, Jones was about to move in when Jimbo jumped down with a whoosh. The remaining agents thought Jimbo was as good as gone, but only Jones insisted on searching, trusting his gut feeling. Sure enough, Jimbo wasn't dead. He swam downstream, evaded pursuers, and dyed his golden hair black in a public restroom. That night, an agent at the precinct got a lead, discovering the fugitive was spotted with a famous actress. Jones assumed it was Jimbo and ordered his men to tread carefully to avoid alarming the snake, planning to move at dawn. The SWAT team, disguised as drunks and movers, quietly staked out the target house, ready to pounce. Upon spotting the cops, the fugitive hurriedly made a run for it, but when the agents got close, they easily controlled one suspect and warned the others to back off or head start shooting. Seeing this, Jones quickly took cover, and the next second, the fugitive was down. However, Jones looked a bit down, because that was the Jimbo he wanted. Meanwhile, Jimbo was on the phone with his lawyer, hoping to score some cash. Unfortunately, the timid lawyer was too scared to help a heavy criminal like Jimbo, leaving Jimbo no choice but to hang up. Little did he know, the police were already monitoring the lawyer's phone, and their whole convo was recorded. This proved Jones' instincts were right. Jimbo was still alive. Analyzing the audio, the police detected the sound of a train arriving. After stripping away all other sounds, they heard a train station announcement. It was Chicago's Merchandise Mart. No one expected Jimbo had returned to Chicago, so they sprang into action without a second thought. At that moment, Jimbo found Charlie at a traffic light, who was taken aback. Jimbo said he needed cash, and Charlie, being generous, handed over all the money he had. With cash, Jimbo rushed to the suburbs, renting a basement to start his revenge plan. First, he arrived at Chicago's largest hospital, where he encountered a variety of volunteers. Among them was the thug who attacked his wife, in a bulletproof vest. Jimbo disguised himself as an unregistered volunteer to reach the registration desk. He first made some noise, convincing the staff he was genuinely cleaning. Then he seized the moment to open the computer and sift through the data. In the end, he found 5 patient records that matched his criteria, excited like a puppy with a new toy. Just as he prepared to leave, he was blocked by a crowd in the hallway. Bumping into them left him scratching his head. Right then, a nearby female doctor called him over to help, asking him to take a little boy up to the 2nd floor. Jimbo bent down to check the boy's symptoms, casually picking up an X-ray, which the doctor saw. Entering the elevator, Jimbo quickly altered the registration info signed his name, and seized the chance to leave. Just then, the doctor stopped him again, and Jimbo had to book it out of there talk about bad luck.